there's got to be a provocative question. You need to motivate people to get involved in the conversation. I think we've probably all seen that statistic that says that 95% of the people who listen to talk radio never call, but they're engaged, they want to listen, they find whatever you're talking about to be interesting. So you've got 5%. And if you're lucky, you'll grab some of that 95 that have never called. And that's always a kind of a bonus, when somebody says, "Hey, Bill, first time I've ever called a talk show." Hey, great, I got you off your duff. That's fabulous, So you've scored. That's great. But you can't just say, "Here's the topic. What do you guys think?" Rarely is that going to work, and rarely is that going to be effective, because you've got to, I think, set this up in such a fashion and ask a provocative question that's going to elicit some sort of an answer. Whether it's going to be yes, no, that's a great idea, no, that's wrong. And every now and then, you may have to embellish things just a little bit. I think the thing that we tend to forget when we're doing talk radio is this is still the entertainment business. We can say that, we are pontificating and we are educating the public and trying to inform them. And there's an element of truth to all of that. But you're also entertaining them. If you're not entertaining, they're not listening. So there's got to be some buzz to what you're doing. So that goes obviously to topic material, but it also goes to engagement with the listener. Is this going to be interesting? Is this going to make them call? We had a wildly successful segment that we've done a couple of years on the show now. We've kind of put it to bed for a little while, but it was called Uncomfortable Questions. And we just asked a provocative question. No guest, very little in the way of preamble, just some provocative question. And obviously you think of the usual issues, about religion and things like that. Do you trust cops? That was one of the ones that created quite a stir with the police department downtown. But it's something that everybody doesn't really want to talk about. But, I said, be anonymous. Don't tell me who you are. You're caller number 1, you're caller number 2. We filled the phones every time we did that. And that's the bare bones methodology for doing talk radio. Get them interested in something and get them to say, I got to talk to them about that. I've got an opinion on that. Don't tell them necessarily your opinion, although that sometimes may be the motivator, but you want to get them to call. And some days are diamonds, some days aren't. I mean, some days, no matter how hard you try, people just don't want to talk, and that's all there is to it. So that goes back, I think, to the top 40 days in the preparation. You always have to have something in your back pocket, always something to go on. The old adage, the nightmare the top 40 announcers always used to have was, oh my God, the record players are broken. What am I going to do? I've got to fill the time. The nightmare the talk show hosts have is, I have no material. What am I going to do for the time? You always have to have material. So there has to be that engagement and that segue to say, okay, we're going to plan B. And it takes time, obviously, but it's one of the magical parts of doing this.